Summer holiday, having fun. Happiness is between two buds.
After such a long period, 5 years, releasing an album, why did it take such a long time?
Well, I mean, I suppose we were touring our third album until the end of 2018. Then we decided to take a year off in 2019. I think we were a bit burnt out after doing 3 albums back to back. I think, we just felt like we needed a break from doing the band to just sort of like reset our desire to make music. It wasn't so much that we had to stop doing music. It was also just that we felt that we wanted a year in which to feel normal, to not miss every single event at home, to spend time with family, to see our friends, to be able to say yes to birthday parties rather than always saying no. And that was, I think it was just a healthy thing for us to have a bit of normality for a year.
I get hold on to the memory of a day for the rest of my life.
How many reactions do you get on your latest video clip, Hard Drive Gold?
People seem to like it. It's the first video that Joe's directed, our singer. He and his partner directed it together. It's a really cool video.
This is London bringing you a final warning. You must take cover at once. Move yourself and your family to the safest area you can find and remain there.
Joe always likes ideas about the end of the world and sort of like Armageddon. And I suppose the idea is, if you found out you had 10 minutes to live, what would you do with your final 10 minutes? And in the case of the video, it's, do one last jump, do the thing that you love and the thing that you're best at one last time.
Straight into my hard drive, baby, yeah. I'm 15 in my car and skipping. My neighbor Sue is watching me from below.
You call the album The Dream, the new album.
Yeah.
Was working on it like a dream?
It was in many ways. It was like a dream in that I think it went really well. I think we had more ideas than we've ever had before. We actually had to cut songs off the album, which has never happened to us before. But it also felt like a dream in that, it was made during the pandemic, in the sense that, you weren't really sure what time of year it was. There was a sort of loss of a sense of time, which I think everybody experienced during lockdowns and stuff. Yeah. A bit like being in a dream where you don't know if it's day or night or, where you are exactly.
Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money, boy. Don't be afraid to make money.
We recorded a great number of television programs to work with a lot of Belgian and Dutch bands, and I never heard the word depressive so much as in the past 1.5 years. How did it occur to you while being unemployed? Because in fact you were unemployed.
That's true, yeah. I can't complain. It wasn't a stressful period for me in terms of employment. I fill my days very easily with, stuff around the house and seeing friends and, living in London, going for walks and stuff. To be honest, I love being at home. It's a strange feeling that I've not, if my day job is playing gigs, I've not done my day job since 2018. And, I'm just really thankful that it looks like this year is going to be hopefully a proper full year of touring for everybody, and I really hope that is the case.
Straight into my hard drive, baby, yeah.
I listened to An Awesome Wave once more, and it struck me that you're heading a bit more back to the flavor of An Awesome Wave. Is that right?
Very much so, yeah, I think so. I'm glad you think that.
Bite chunks out of me. You're a shark and I'm swimming.
Perhaps we forgot that people like us to be a bit accessible and a bit poppy. So I think this time around, I know that Joe and I, we sort of had a night out in London, probably in 2019 during the year off, and we had lots to drink. And we met up with a friend of ours who's a big fan of the band, who went to university with us as well. And he was like, boys, I want an album that makes me feel like the first album. And we were like, okay, we'll do that. And so that's what we tried to do.
Is it that easy? I mean,
Apparently so. Apparently so. I think ultimately it requires a band that's in a good place mentally, and I think we were in a very good place on this album. You know, I think we felt, you know, very well rested. I think we felt creatively inspired. I think we felt, you know, that we had a relaxed working environment. Thanks to the lockdowns and stuff, we had no deadline. We could just spend as long as we wanted. You know, on the third album, we committed to a really, really short deadline to make that album, and it was really stressful. We basically ran out of time. So this time there was no deadline, so we just took as long as we wanted. We spent 1.5 years in the studio on this album, and the product, I hope, is a really, really great record.
Hallelujah, I'm listening to a recording of you sleeping next to me. A cappella, I'm listening to you cover Elliott Smith's Angeles. It's these times I'll need if you go. It's these times I'll need if you go.
I got very sad while looking at Get Better Again. It made me very sad. Was it meant that way?
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly, you know, I don't think, I mean, that song is very much a song that Joe wrote. And I don't think it's like he sat down and thought, let me write as sad a song as I can. But at the same time, you know, yeah, we definitely, as they say, lent into the sadness of it. You know, when we were recording it in the studio, you know, our producer was kind of encouraging Joe when he was doing his vocal takes to really kind of like listen to what he was saying, I suppose, and to actually listen to the emotion in the lyrics as he was singing them. And so there was one take he did where he was actually like kind of like trying not to cry when he was singing, and that was the take that we used. And I think that really does lend the song a huge amount of emotional power, as well as what's in the lyrics.
Happy birthday stuff smuggled in a card I made. It rests under your pillow. When out of I see you, you cringe at all the I love yous. The card retired the life of one by row.
It's not a song that's based on direct personal experience. So, you know, thankfully, Joe didn't go through anything like what the person in the song goes through. But I think that, you know, as a world, we've been through a long period of loss and grief throughout the last 2 years. And I think that song is a product of the pandemic very much. We've never lived in a time, certainly our generation has never lived in a time before where they're showing the death toll on the news every single night. You know, it's like being in World War II or something. So yeah, it was certainly a period of global loss, and I think it's a song that came out of that time.
Shall we go in? I smile. Your hand warm walking through the gallery.
Now, when is the dream a success for you guys?
Ultimately, we're very pleased with this album, and I think I know objectively that it's the best album we could have made, and it's a good piece of work. So in a way, I feel that like I'm already satisfied with it. It's already a success for me, because I don't think it could be any better than it is, and I don't think we could have made a better album than we did.